my NBA fan said, a friend I should say, said, this whole Jaylen Brown topic, he felt or feels is real. But what are you giving up to get Jaylen Brown? Like, he feels like this was a real topic last night, that Jaylen Brown, people are kicking the tires. Just wondering, okay, what's it going to be? Because there was talk Derek White was going to be moved last night. It just feels like the Celtics are, I don't know if it's a clearance sale, but it's certainly going to be, we're going to have a reset after this next season. You know, you get rid of Porzingis and Drew Holiday. And I know a lot of that is, second apron and salary cap. I understand all that. But the Jaylen Brown, who's got enough and who would want to go get Jaylen Brown? Could the Hawks put something together? Could the Hawks put something together? Could San Antonio put something together? And those were the two teams that I thought of last night. You got 3 guards there in San Antonio. Imagine Jaylen Brown with that team. Like that to me could be a really, really fun, dangerous team. Now, what do you give up? That's the key. And Atlanta as well. Like, Atlanta is going to be in the mix with the playoffs next year. It feels like they got a couple of really nice young players. I'm assuming they're going to keep Trae Young. Rishi, I thought played pretty well as a rookie. I think Quinn Snyder's done a nice job there. Yes, Marvin.
But if you're the Celtics, especially with Jayson Tatum out, you'd be willing to give up Jaylen Brown?
No, but I don't know where, what is their short-term philosophy here or game plan? Now, what's it going to be in 3 years? You're spending a lot of money. They're clearing a lot of money. And I just wonder, and I don't know what Tatum's going to be like when he comes back. We just assume that they all bounce back and they're all great after these kind of injuries and surgeries. I don't know. And how long have we been saying, they should break up those two? If they didn't win the title last year, they probably would have broken them up to say, we got to break them up. Jaylen Brown is equal footing with Jayson Tatum. And you'll find NBA executives who like Brown because he's different. He's more aggressive. He's not afraid of the moment. Not to say that Tatum isn't great and all those wonderful things there. I'm just going by what I was told. They like his approach, his mental toughness, whatever that means. Yes, Mark.
But isn't that an even bigger reason to keep Jaylen Brown if Jayson Tatum, you don't know what he's going to be like when he returns?
Well, you can't trade him, but what do you want? Do you want to be in middle of the pack, which is no man's land? But then I don't want to just take a year off or, maybe something that probably forces us to take a couple of years off. Maybe it's just 1 year. Okay, it's going to be a bad year. We'll do the best we can. Tatum comes back, and then we start to build out again. But I don't know. It just felt like or feels like the Jaylen Brown could be available. I feel like he's more available than Giannis. Now, once again, this is somebody who works for an NBA team, and I said, what about Giannis? And he said, I don't think he's going to be moved because I think it's going to be year to year. I said, okay. And then he did call me out. He goes, I think you overreacted to the Joker could get traded by Denver. I said, I'm just going off the comments of the president of the Nuggets. That's all. I said, why would you say that? He goes, well, no, you should never say that. Never. I said, that's all I was going on. I said, plus it's late June and I'm looking for topics here. You
should have led with that.
Yes, just leave me alone here, damn it. This job can be difficult sometimes.